Oh dear, I got my cord wrapped around your teacup.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Oh, gosh.
And your Citizen Cider hat. Oh, that's less of a concern.
All right.
No, your microphone is not on, Ira.
I think we're rolling.
We're live, broadcasting to you from WFVR-LP, Royalton Community Radio. You have tuned into the 11th hour radio with Kristina Stykos and Emily Howe, and two little guest munchkin people.
Guest munchkins.
Munchkin?
You're not a munchkin?
These headphones work.
I think Kristina might have turned you on,
Yes,
like the nice lady that she is.
I did.
She's nicer than me. I wouldn't have turned you on. I would have locked that down over there. All right. Let's get to our show here.
All right.
Hi, everybody. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. It's a
The feather
good day.
on my hat is really disturbing. You know how you see something out of the corner of your eye? And sometimes it's like a hair in your vision or something?
Yeah.
This hat I'm wearing today has a little black feather that hangs down right in front of my face, and I keep thinking it's something bad and scary.
It's a floppy feather. It's got some
super floppy
floppiness to it. What kind of feather do you suppose that is?
I would say
It's
like
gorgeous.
an ostrich.
It's really nice.
I think ostriches provided the most Victorian hat feathers back in the day.
Huh.
Which is weird because, there weren't all that many ostriches around here.
Right. Of course not.
What is the point of them anyway? They have wings, but they can't fly. Why would you have wings if you can't fly with them? Like, what are they residual from your flying days? I can never imagine an ostrich ever flying.
They're good as cocktail ornaments.
Yeah. What,
Right.
Ira?
They're to attract mates, I think.
Their wings?
Yeah.
They can run fast.
Well, what do wings have to do with it?
Balance and they can...
I don't know. Something else has wings but can't fly. What is it? I can't remember. Oh, penguins. But I think penguins at least use theirs to swim. Like it's like they're little swimmers.
Use them to, like, paddle.
Or paddle. Yeah.
Yeah. I got confused this week because I watched a video of a bird that was a magpie, but they had named it penguin.
Jeez.
So,
Things like that really mess with your
yeah,
head.
it kind of messed me up a little bit.
I think penguins are pretty cute. There's a lot, secondary to cat videos on the internet, there's a lot of penguin videos. Have you noticed? I think they're just comical. No, we can't get a penguin. Didn't I read Mr. Poppins' Penguins to you? Remember how hard it was to keep them? They had to, refrigerate their whole house, and the penguin...
No, we can just refrigerate one room.
Well, we had Efficiency Vermont come to our house this week, and they did an audit. So they stick all these weird sci-fi looking quarantine gussets over your doors. Yeah, just like in ET.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then they pressurize your house, and they go around it with little ray guns and stuff. And at the end, the guy shook John's hand. He said, "Congratulations, you have the leakiest house I've ever seen."
Really?
Yeah.
That's saying a lot.
I know. And
That's
we were
impressive.
shocked, but also not shocked. Kind of, we suspected that.
Yeah.
When you go through 17 or 18 cords of Wood of Winter, you kind of suspect that there's something wrong with your house.
Yeah.
But
what are you going to do?
hey, you know what? I like to look on the bright side of things. We're never going to get carbon monoxide? Yeah, monoxide poisoning
Right.
or radon or all those other things that people with those nice, tight, modern houses are going to get.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
Gonna get mice.
Well, we already have mice.
But what's the outcome? What are you going to do?
They gave us
re-insulate?
lots of ideas. Actually, I thought windows were a huge culprit.
Yeah.
Because thin glass, not very insulative.
Well, you have single pane.
Yes, but
Yeah.
we have storms and stuff. But he said that if we kind of just do the ceiling in our attic, and then the bits all around our foundation that stick up out of the ground, that would be the biggest help. So everybody,
Nice.
if you're thinking oh God, I have to spend thousands of dollars and replace windows, I think the heat's going up. It's going up more than it's going out. So do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. You would think all the junk in our house would insulate our house pretty well, but apparently not.
Well, I'm impressed.
But see, John didn't tell me this guy was coming. And remember last week I was going off on how filthy, disgusting our house was right now?
Right.
And then all of a sudden I get up one morning and John's downstairs kind of looking bustly aroundy, which is unusual.
Nice.
And he's like, the energy audit guy is going to come soon.
So he cleans up for the energy audit.
He was like,
Oh
and he's going to go over every room in our house, which is terrifying. Okay, because even though I pick up the downstairs floor because we have a wedding business and I need to keep it like looking like not disgusting pigs live there.
Did he go in my room?
He did go in your room. He went in every room. But that freaked me out because basically what I do is I just take all the clutter from the downstairs and hide it somewhere in the upstairs. And so this guy actually had to go and see all of my weak spots. It was really embarrassing. I couldn't even be around while it was happening. I just went up to the barn because I was too embarrassed to like
you couldn't
watch this man's expression as he looked at my house.
Right, you couldn't look him in the eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you got through it.
God.
Sounds like it was a good experience overall. You know,
I figured he wouldn't look in actual closets, so I took a whole bunch of like laundry baskets and just stuffed them into my closet so that when I opened the closet next time, they all tumbled out on top of me.
Yeah.
But that felt like a good idea, I guess, at the time.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
Wow, what a high point for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really.
So I did some dumpster diving this week.
We did too, but you tell me about yours first.
Okay. I am a little self-conscious dumpster diving, so I waited till
my mom broke a rib dumpster diving.
She did?
Yeah, she fell in.
Oh gosh, that's dangerous.
Right here at the law school.
What if you got knocked unconscious and then the guy came the truck
some
came.
of her coworkers had to come and fish her out by the legs.
Oh jeez.
But my mom is only 4'10", and she was like leaning over the edge, and she wasn't doing some real heavy duty dumpster diving. She saw a really nice cardboard box that she wanted.
I see.
And so it was actually not a dumpster. It was the cardboard recycling dumpster, which is probably cleaner than the kind of dumpsters that you and I like to get into.
Yeah.
But anyway, she was leaning, kind of reaching as far as she can, and in she went, I guess. And then she's too teeny to get back out, so they had to pull her.
She survived to tell the tale.
But she did like crack right between some ribs.
Oh gosh.
But anyway.
Well,
okay,
I was more careful.
What did you get?
I got some lamps.
Oh God, you and your lamps.
I got 4 lamps.
More broken lamps for your house.
Well, they're not broken. They're they're hand-thrown pottery lamps. They didn't have shades. Well, I found one shade. But I can deal with that. I can deal with shades, right?
So people, every time we go to a thrift store, Kristina just like hones right in on the broken lamps and buys them. You must have...
But I keep trying. You have to give me brownie points for continuing to try.
People just don't throw away or give away lamps, Kristina, if they work.
Okay, I had suspicions that these might be functional because
You always have this suspicion.
No, it was at the home of a potter. So I think she was just sick of her own pottery and she just threw it out.
Didn't somebody help you actually though rewire a couple of your
yeah, who was that guy? There was a guy. Who was that guy? You know who it was? Oh, you're not going to believe this. It was the guy who invited me to Puerto Rico.
He fixed your lamps?
Yes, he did, because he's an electrician.
Well,
remember?
Maybe you should just go to Puerto Rico and get a few more lamps out of the
Possibly.
deal.
I could bring them home or I could ship them back.
Right.
They'd probably be fancy. I could steal them out of that house on the beach. Well, there's so much to do. I'm so busy now. Dumpsters were they must have been on the cosmic radar this week because somebody actually emailed me to ask me if I had a dumpster this week.
Why would you have a dumpster?
Because it was those people that are going to have their wedding at my house.
Oh, like you just have a dumpster
I know,
ready
they're city people. They don't know that we don't have dumpsters.
Oh, okay, so since we actually run a wedding business, here's some advice. Get, 4 to 6 garbage cans and label them so that they separate already their cans and bottles out. Because if you have to go pick through it later...
No, can I just tell you something?
Don't let them have the cans and bottles.
I said to them, I'm not doing the trash.
Oh.
I said, you're going to have to get one of your friends with a pickup truck to take...
Yeah, we do the trash.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I just not, because
we make everyone sort their bottles so that we can take the returnables back.
That's a great idea. Mm-hmm. So...
What's our record?
Our record was... We got $75 back in returnables.
Wow, that's good.
That was a lot of drinking,
I don't think
though. That was the wedding where our trees went on fire, so...
Oh, that wedding.
You got to know when... Wow, it's a nice truck, Eli. You got to know when
nice drawing.
People drink $75 worth of returnable bottles that something's going to go on fire.
That looks like Ed Corin's style.
Oh, it does a little bit,
Doesn't
Eli.
it? Yeah.
If you make it a little more scribbly.
5 cents a bottle.
That's
Yeah,
that's
5
a
cents
deal.
a bottle.
That's a deal. So I think this is maybe a metaphor for the week, the dumpster metaphor, but I'm not sure what it means as a metaphor. But I thought it could be like either, there's treasure in your subconscious junk. Mm-hmm. That's one option. Or it's time to get rid of all your crap.
I like that idea. I really want to get rid of my crap.
Yeah, and that's on all levels, like spiritual, emotional, physical.
We found some antique skis in the dumpster this week, but John is not. He's going to donate them to a museum because they're that antique.
Ooh,
I guess.
Nice, but they're like homemade too. They have like a metal point, like just a square metal point. Like they've been cut off at the top, and there's just like a square piece of metal that bends up over there.
cool.
They're pretty neat.
Those
There's some
sound great.
homemade Victorian skis that somebody was throwing away. But I was just also thinking of dumpsters this week because it's the giant fancy pants dog show down at the fairgrounds in Tunbridge.
That's
this
what's
week.
happening.
Yeah,
I thought it was a horse show.
And there's like 900 dogs that participate.
Oh,
And
I didn't
of
even
course-
see one dog driving through Tunbridge.
It's just starting, I think.
but
Maybe
I
it
didn't even
started
see. I
yesterday.
didn't even see a dog on a leash.
I don't think the dogs are on leashes. I think they're in little air conditioned like trailers, their own little.
Their own fancy pants
trailers.
is what you said.
But anyway, my brother-in-law
Fancy
Matt
pants.
last night was saying like, "Wow, 900 dogs. If that's a lot of poop to scoop, like, and then where do they put it?" And I remember years ago, I used to actually jog like for fun. I don't know why I did that, but I would go on the fairgrounds because there's a track. And after the dog show, there would be a dumpster just kind of way at the end of the fairgrounds down by the river. And you've never smelled anything like this dumpster in your entire life. And it was hot. And like every time I'd passed it, I would try to like hold my breath for like a good, as long as I could.
Quarter mile.
But that
or
dumpster
something.
had contained 900 dogs worth of poo for an entire week.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
The
really
things-
not cool.
The things that we don't know about. Mm-hmm. That's really incredible.
Anyway,
Wow.
that's my dumpster story.
Okay, I have a true confession.
What?
Something I did this week. I bought myself a whole pie.
Was it like a
Just-
tabletop pie or
No,
a
it's like
regular
a full-size pie.
Full-size, regulation size pie.
Right. I was at the Barnard store and I just saw the pies.
Big
And I said,
whoop.
why? Just because I'm a single person can't I buy a pie for $10?
Yeah, you can.
So I did, and it will last me a week or more.
You still have it? You
I
shouldn't
didn't start it. I
Don't
didn't
eat
start
it.
it.
Don't eat your pie for more than a week. Are you kidding me?
Pie's fine.
One day.
I'm just saying.
That's
Any cooked thing with ingredients, you got 5-day window.
No.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah,
Not
and
with
then it
dessert.
starts to
No,
rot.
sugar keeps things for a long time.
No, I don't think so because they say, like, you know how kids always lick a lollipop halfway and they want to put it back in their wrapper and like lick it more later.
Yeah.
Sugar actually grows bacteria faster, especially if you add it to saliva.
You know, this is just detrimental to life that you're telling
maybe
things
it'll
like
last
this.
a little bit longer unless you pre-licked your pie. If you pre-licked your pie, it will definitely rot faster.
People need their food to last longer than that.
Well, that's why they invented chemical preservatives, Kristina.
I'm not your friend.
I'm sorry.
That's it. It's over.
I think you could
It's
just.
all
All I'm
over.
saying is you should just eat the pie in quicker than a week. Is all.
Well,
I already
5. No,
can't
you
sit on
said
me. It's way
5
too hot.
days. I can't. I don't know. Maybe 5 days. How many pieces would that be? Let's see. 5 pieces.
No.
Well-
okay. Well, you regularly a pie
all right.
gets sliced into 8
All right.
slices.
All right.
I would say. So as long as you do like a couple of those days, one for breakfast and one later in the day, then you could easily do
possibly.
the pie.
Possibly.
in
I'll
a
think
week.
about it. It really
That's
cramps.
just my
that cramps,
food. That's my
cramps
food
my
storing
style.
recommendation.
I have different things. No, I store food longer.
Is it going to be refrigerated or not refrigerated?
I put it in the fridge.
Okay. Still, I got my 5-day window that's my.
Okay.
Except for like cheese, you can eat cheese longer than 5 days.
What about soap? Hand soap.
Your mice have been eating that soap for like months.
I know.
So.
It's an ongoing problem in my house. And but I figured because I had Airbnb guests last week, and every time I'd go into that bathroom, there'd be like mouse turds next to the soap and some new chew marks.
Those mice are going to be all cleaned out.
I'll tell you what, I was such a genius. I finally got a jar, and I put all the soap in the jar.
Ah, smart.
And then I put it. a label with masking tape and a Sharpie that says soap on top, just like when you have a cabin, that's what you do. And I completely forgotten. What? No, I just said you label the jar just so people understand.
You wrote soap on top.
Yes,
you didn't write soap on top. Okay, sorry. I have problems with understanding where the commas are in people's sentences sometimes.
Well, a lot of people have problem with my writing for that reason, but
no, I like. Oh, that's very Ed Corey, Eli. I like your prose because I can put in the pauses where I want to because you don't put any punctuation in, and that's perfect because then I can read it how I feel it.
Yeah, I skimp on the commas.
Kristina doesn't believe in punctuation,
but
and that's fine.
It's because I'm thinking of it as a poem with line breaks. Right. But they're not. A line break is different than a comma, so I don't want to put in a comma. But eventually, I will.
Can't you just hit the enter button and make it have a line break?
I don't want it to look like that on Facebook.
See, I love that.
I want to trick people into reading poetry.
I have tons of poetry that I put on Facebook, but it's private, so only I can see it when I go to my own page.
That's not fair.
I know.
Stop that now.
Maybe I'll try and public sometime, but
please.
They're all so goofy. I haven't written any poetry for years and years and years.
Or start a Facebook group for your poetry and have a few people. Let us into your life.
I'll just let
Kendra
maybe
too.
You and Kendra and my sister.
And there's a few other people
about all that I can bear.
Would care and love it. So
maybe.
Yeah. You know what I have here?
No, I don't.
I have this list. You remember? I'm holding up a piece of paper so far away that she could never read what's on it. I'm
either nearsighted or farsighted, whichever one is. It means I can't see over there.
You remember when we asked people if they would help us subtitle the show?
Yes.
And we actually got a few responses, and I thought I would just share those responses, and it'll start to get our thinking going. Okay, so the first Marty. She had three or four ideas. One was two friends catching up. When two friends catch up, you can sort of play with the basic ingredients. Okay, top of your head conversations. When real conversations entertain. Okay, so I thought those are some pretty good ideas. Okay, moving along. Then Paul sent in dispatches from the home front life in Vermont. Dispatches from the home front of life in Vermont, or a variation on that. And then Anthony wrote in the Vermont Seinfeld show of community radio and the show about nothing. So
I don't want to steal anybody else's name though. We can't use Seinfeld in. I think legally we probably even can't.
We'd come
and
up
the show
in
about
searches.
Nothing is already taken.
Is it?
Because they have that. Seinfeld is the show about nothing.
Oh, it is?
And it's very appropriate, but I don't think we can take it.
Well, we could switch it up a little bit. Doesn't have to be the exact same words as the show about
I'm leaning
nothing.
toward Paul's, actually.
Yeah,
some variation of
dispatches
Paul's.
from the home front of life in Vermont.
Kind of. Although
dispatch is a nice word.
It's definitely not home fronty all the time.
No. Sometimes it's more cosmic. We talk about space a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a lot of things to talk about space today. You're going to be so happy.
No, I thought we were going to
you're going to be really
brush
happy.
right over that.
No, it's going to be way more fun than you even think.
I think did I hear something about horoscopes or something this week? I can't remember that I was going to share with you, but I won't because I forgot it already, and
I'll make up for
probably
you.
Have it already.
Yeah, but it is time for a song, and we've been running late, so I think I'm gonna, with our song offerings.
Oh, right.
We get 5 minutes
You're
late,
right.
and then we're just late. So, okay, going to run into this one. This one's called Trois Corbies, and it's Robert Resnick.
As he was walking all alone, he heard twa corbies mocking mine. The tane unto the tither did say, "Oh, where shall we gang and dine the day? Oh, where shall we gang and dine the day?" It's in our hand yon old Valdik. What der lies an Iceland knecht. And nobody can that he lays there, oh, but his hawk and his hound and his lady fair, oh, his hawk, his hound and his lady fair. His hound is to the hunting game, his hawk to fetch the welfare hame, his lady's ta'en another mate, oh, so we may mock our dinner sweat, oh, so we may mock our dinner sway. Oh, you sit atop his without bane, under pickle his bonny blue rain, with a sweet blonde lock, oh, his golden hair, oh, will thick nest when it grows bare, oh, will thick nest when it grows bare. There's many a one for him mock his mind, but none shall ken where he is gain, or his wheat banes when they are bare, oh, the wind shall blow forevermore, oh, the wind shall blow forevermore.
Ooh, nice fade out. I guess I did that. It's nice to like play your own music and compliment it. I have you no shame. Oh. Yeah, I have lots of shame, but not in this one area.
Ira.
What's going on over there? Look, the train's coming.
Ooh.
Hear it?
Why
Yes.
is it not plugged in?
Your microphone isn't plugged in.
This one is not plugged.
Wait, I just heard you.
It's that one. He took
Don't mess around.
Oh,
with
look, he's so smart. He switched
Awesome.
that really tricked me for a minute.
Ira
Li-
Hazen.
Listen
You're
to the
naughtiness.
train. Okay, we're not going to be able to catch the train this
I know.
time,
No.
but another
This isn't-
time.
Da 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 da.
It's that one.
Okay.
It's the black
Take
one.
this, you little.
I didn't even
can't think
see
of a-
him do that.
I
That's
can't think
tricky.
of a
That's
good
a
name to
successful
call you right
trick
now.
was just
Plug is
pulled.
down there.
Prankster.
Yeah. Can't get there from here.
Okay. Don't touch the equipment, children.
Why not?
Yeah, so
Because we can't figure it out ourselves. So if you mess it up, I'm all tangled now, Ira.
Me too.
Can you Ira, take your microphone out and untangle it?
okay,
with
so I had this
'Kay.
note. You know, during the week, sometimes I'll write notes to myself for the show.
Yeah.
I had this very cryptic note that I dug through my pile of papers on my kitchen table, and I found this note that said, now, quote, now we know what is beneath Jupiter's clouds. I'm sorry, that's what I
It's
wrote.
gas.
But that was
it's
it.
Just gas.
No,
Just gas.
under the clouds.
More gas.
Well, that's what you wish.
I don't wish. I had a
wish.
Polish couple, and this is not a joke, and I'm not in any way, shape, or form saying anything about Polish people.
Besides space, you went from space.
I'm just saying, I had this Polish woman who had a ferocious gas in my museum, and everybody in the entire tour was like choking, and I had to pretend like nothing was going on.
Well, how was
what
she?
If they're listening right now?
They're not, and she didn't speak English, so I know she's not listening.
Well, I feel bad. Sometimes, it's people sometimes just have issues like that. They can't do. Do you think she should just stay at home?
No, but it was a little awkward at first because we start the museum tour in the kitchen, and the smell all of a sudden happened, and I couldn't really tell where it was coming from at this point. It was the beginning of the tour, and I was immediately embarrassed because I thought, a couple of the people gave me a funny look, and I thought, do they think that that's me?
That's the whole thing with farts.
Right. But this was like unbelievable. Like a human couldn't generate this kind of smell. Like I've never smelled anything like it in my life. And then after a little while, once there was addition of noise, we all figured out where it was coming from as the tour progressed.
And you probably you have all the windows shut.
Yes, and I couldn't be obvious and start opening them right then.
Right.
And I literally had to just keep doing the tour as if I didn't notice something was going on.
You know what that was? That was a test of your character, basically, to see how you would. That was a little cosmic joke to see how you would deal with that issue. Do you think you did it with poise and grace?
I tried. I may have stumbled in my tour a little bit because I just was like gagging.
It was a test because there's so much more to space than we actually think. And that's the thing. No, but that's why you get so upset about talking about space. It's because you and I both know that there is way more to space than the scientists are coming up with. And so it's just like frustrating that space gets talked about in such a stupid way. It's so much more unfoldment to
how I think last week or the week before I was telling you how every other sponsored ad on my Facebook page that was coming up was like romance, like Harlequin smutty novel thing.
Yeah.
Okay. As I keep taking note of these that are coming past, do people have like an alien fetish or something? Because there's tons of these books about women who are being seduced by aliens.
Right.
I just do not understand why the Facebook system who figures out what I want to see in my sponsor's ad decides that I want to see smutty romance novels where aliens seduce people. Like that's the actual last thing I want to read.
I'll tell you, my father...
Ira, you're making me very nervous.
My father was a demographer, so I'll tell you why, and you should trust what I have to say. It's because the collective unconscious is expressing this, and it's in your demographic group that the most of that stuff is going on. So it's just coming, it's bubbling up.
I don't want to have
sexual
relations with aliens.
Well, let's do this instead then. Let's figure out what your solar eclipse identity. Is this a
quiz?
Yeah, this is a quiz.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you what your solar eclipse identity is.
All right.
Okay, so what's your day of birth?
September 1st.
Okay, 1. And what is the last number of your birth year?
7.
7. And what is your sign? You're Virgo, I know that.
I'm a Virgo.
Okay, so your solar eclipse identity is creator of spiritual excellence. Yeah. Okay, Ira.
I am the creator of spiritual excellence.
Ira,
I don't think any of you should be talking to me right now.
Your day of birth.
Ira, don't tangle your feet.
26. And what's the last number in the year that you were born? Do you know?
7.
Ooh. Okay. And do you know what astrological sign you are?
I think they're Virgos like me, right? Is that right?
26.
August 26th?
Yeah, I think you're right. Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
Surrounded by us, Kristina.
That's really cool. Okay, so Ira, you are a seeker of spiritual excellence.
Just like me?
No, you're not a seeker. You're a creator.
I'm the creator?
This makes sense that in a family,
if I build it, he will come.
He would seek it. Now that's fantastic.
That's kind of sweet. We could do Eli, but he has the exact same birthday as Ira, except for the year is different. His last one is a 4.
His last one is a 4, so he's 26 for Virgo. Okay, so he is a seeker of sacred excellence.
All these words are the same words.
Okay, you're right.
What's yours?
I just thought it was
What are
kinda
you
fun.
seeking or creating?
Let's see. I'm a guardian of spiritual truth. That's mine.
I think they just took the same 4 words and just switched them back and forth.
But here's the thing.
To match
I'll just
everybody.
use myself as an example. When
Okay.
I came up with that silly thing, guardian of spiritual truth, that's going to stick.
Wait, you made this up?
I didn't make it up. No,
I
I got
came.
it.
Okay, I see.
I got
see.
it off a very highly reliable source called Facebook.
It looks super reliable.
Yeah, and so I thought, well, this is silly. It's very arbitrary. But for me to live up to that, to be a guardian of spiritual truth, I love that. It's beautiful. I can take that forward from this day and use it as a goal.
All right.
So I think that's
What am I creating again? Spiritual excellence?
Yes.
Huh.
So you're setting some standards, and you're setting
Wow.
them pretty high.
Well, someone left a popsicle wrapper here on the floor underneath the desk at our radio station.
See, you're kind of
I'm very-
right on top of it.
I need to go find a softer chair. Is there one?
What's happening?
Ira said he needs to find a softer chair.
Oh,
He's all about the luxury. Like, he stole my good headphones and he gave me these crummy ones. And now he thinks his chair is too hard.
I see.
When you're 10,
So-
chairs are not too hard. It's when you're old that chairs are too hard.
I think he's just using his brain.
Ira,
Watch out
You are
with
not going to be
weed.
able to get that through here. You're going to unplug everything. If you need
I
to do
think-
that, why don't you have your brother do
Let's
it?
do
Because
it
this is
on our
not-
next. How about if we do
Wait
it
till
on
we
our,
wait till
on
the
our
next
next
song.
break?
You just no. Get over here and
We
put
have
your chair.
total chaos in the studio right now. It's absolutely just.
Oh God!
it's-
And Eli's sketching.
there are
space
aliens and there
things.
are mice eating soap, and it's just all this stuff. How many times a day do you get the urge to Google something? Just on an average, would you say?
I Google YouTube.
Oh, you do? That's where you Google? He does
I'm
all his
urged.
Googling on
Eli's drawing
YouTube.
pictures of space, and it's frightening me. And people's skateboarding in the moon
Okay,
craters.
if you folks can't concentrate, I'm going to have to come up with a spelling word. All right.
I wanted to Google yesterday, but I didn't do it because
love
I can't
this.
Google
I
anything
love that.
at the museum because the internet never works there because it's from
should
it's
do
from
more.
it's from 1860.
Pictures.
I wanted to Google when coat hangers were invented because someone asked me, and I should know that probably, but and then I don't know when coat hangers were invented.
How did we get to talking about that?
You asked me how many times a day I randomly Google something, and my answer is none. But I think of doing it quite a bit, and I'm coming up short because I meant to Google when coat hangers were invented, and I didn't do it. Ira, get your foot
And
out of my
okay,
microphone.
here's another question on the same sort of along the same lines. How often do you get the urge to Google yourself?
Well, only like once a year or something. I guess I probably do.
And do you
I
ever?
do it a lot.
Oh, you do?
Ira
Then
does
what
it a
comes
lot.
up when you Google?
Tons of pictures of me.
That's right, because you're tagged. Your photos are
tagged?
tagged, perhaps online.
I never tag you, but
What do you?
they do come up a bunch, I guess.
Yeah.
I just have to look up Ira.
No, you don't just have to look
You
up
might
Ira.
get Ira Allen, our Vermont historical figure, Ira Allen. So, well, speaking of Ira Allen, I wanted to say something about shamans. I want to just talk about shamans.
All right.
Because did you
That's
know?
a step up from
Are they
space.
fish?
Yeah.
Shamans
Yeah.
are not fish. That's salmon, Ira.
Well, I love to tell you things that.
We found a dead salmon in the first branch. It was really sad.
Not salmon.
It was a salmon. Grandpa Butchie said it was a salmon because
I caught one with my bare
its tail has a V in it.
If anybody doesn't know what free associating is, this show is like a graphic.
If anybody doesn't know what free
illustration.
association is, they obviously are not a parent.
I caught one in my
Eli's
bare
Googling
hand.
himself. You caught it in your bare hands because it was dead.
I can't
No.
believe nobody wants
There's
to
a
talk
lot.
I
about
do.
shamans.
All right. Stop with the salmon. We're back to shamans. Eli's Googling
Yeah,
himself
Eli's-
or Ira. He's Googling Ira.
Oh, he's-
Okay. Don't give your little brother a swollen head. Just shut that off.
All right.
I thought you were Googling coat hangers.
Okay. Did you know
What?
that an Ecuadorian shaman once told me to stop wearing the color black?
I'm an Ecuadorian shaman. I told you that. Are you talking about me?
You're yelling.
Sorry.
I have to turn your fader down if you're
Sorry,
going to yell
sorry.
like that with that much
Wow,
vehemence.
this is actually quite interesting. Apparently some historians, well, supposedly coat hanger was invented in 1869, but apparently some historians believe President Thomas Jefferson invented a forerunner of the wooden clothes hanger.
Wow.
Are you
I
good?
bet.
Okay.
I bet he never met an Ecuadorian shaman.
He might
like
have.
I did.
President.
Well, I just want to follow up.
Okay.
That I did not listen to him.
I noticed.
But not without first getting a little bit worried. Like, oh my gosh, I'm doing something bad. And then it just irritated me. And he did some other things that I didn't like. And this is the whole thing in Vermont about bowing down to South American shamans. And I think I think that the problem is that we have absolutely no ability to tell which ones are faking us out.
The fake news shamans?
Yeah. We think that just because they call themselves shamans and they look the part.
What's the criteria for becoming a shaman?
Look, it's a big wake-up call when they start putting the moves on all the women in the workshop, right?
Yeah.
Little red flag.
I don't think a shaman would do that.
Well, they do.
Are shamans chaste?
No.
Is that the right word?
No, it's that they're not Catholic generally.
No Catholic shamans.
They're sort of they're indigenous, generally speaking. Indigenous, whatever that means, to their country. They were the first peoples of their country.
Well, a lot of South Americans are Catholic.
Because of the conquistadors. That's why. Because the white people came and killed everybody.
They're natural. They're not native Catholics or whatever.
They're not. There is no such thing.
You are tangling your little body up in every single cord here.
Indigenous
Catholics.
I don't. Well, maybe the Last Supper might have had a few.
They ate guinea pigs at the Last Supper, apparently, because they were really prolific there at that time. There's paintings of the Last Supper where they're eating guinea pigs.
Did you Google that?
No, Eli.
Where'd you get
Google
that information?
Last Supper guinea pigs. What are you doing on my phone, Eli?
Boy, this is just as bad as what I was going to tell you about figs.
I hate figs.
I know. I have a reason why. Now we know why you hate figs.
They look like dried up little baby bats, and I cannot put them in my mouth.
Oh, you're close.
What?
They actually form around a dead wasp.
Oh.
And that is true.
They're
because
like
it's a flower.
Dead.
A fig. A fig is an inverted flower, actually, and so it gets pollinated by a wasp, and the wasp somehow dies in the process inside the flower. And
that's weird. No,
look,
Kristina, that is not how figs are made.
It's not for you to say.
I thought figs were just shriveled up some other kind of fruit that I'm not aware of, like the way prunes are just shriveled up plums and the way raisins are just shriveled up grapes. I just thought figs were shriveled up something.
That's very simplistic.
Like, I don't know, an eggplant or something.
Very simplistic thinking.
So fig is just its own thing, already pre-shriveled.
A fig is more like space. It's inexplicable, except certain aspects of it we can explain.
A fig is a fig just all the time. It doesn't start out as something different. I mean, other than a dead bee.
Right.
Okay. So it's not like...
I think we're sorting this out
you
slowly
get
but
off
surely.
My telephone. That is not
well,
cool.
Guess what? It's time for another song. I think it's a perfect time for a break now that we're completely...
Move your chair, Ira.
Goodbye, everybody.
We're not going anywhere.
All right, so the next track
leaving them.
is called The Country of the Iroquois. Iroquois. How do you say that? Quoy?
I guess Quoy.
Iroquois.
Because...
I come from the land of the
I think you're thinking of Quebecois.
Oh, right. That's right. I am. Yeah. No. Okay.
But whatevs.
All right. So here we go. This is Pete Sutherland.
The fleur-de-lis of King Henri above the walls of Tadoussac was waving. Les voyageurs, knee-deep in furs, were drunk upon the docks and misbehaving. The big bateau did come and go, wide ocean, Gulf and river navigating, while swift canoes brought sober news from the country of the Iroquois. the Huron braves. Champlain had won their trust in honest dealing. Algonquins too, in friendship drew. They hoped his dreams their future was revealing. With Pongreve he made parley concerning a commission soon expiring. That's one last chance for Nouvelle France in the country of the Iroquois. Iroquois and Shastagouin, the smoke rings of their council intertwining. This Frenchman bold, their stars foretold, his spirit is Orenda brightly shining. And he never ceased to talk of peace, while war upon their enemy pursuing. With weapons fierce, their hearts to pierce, in the country of the Iroquois. Two phases of the moon above, Champlain, the land between, did go exploring. He set his traps, he drew his maps, while men and boats lay waiting at their mooring. And then by night, no stars to light the darkness, and with paddles scarcely sounding, on up the lake their course to make for the country of the Iroquois.
Dum 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 the dilly da 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 dum 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 the dilly da 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 dum dum the dilly da da dum 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 the dilly da da dum 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 the dilly
A morning light arose on the sight, a Mohawk host, a piney shore defending. The arquebus, it raised the dust, and in a flash proud chieftains met their ending. Above the shore, a muffled roar, the spirits on the mount were heard lamenting. All things are strange, the world has changed for the country of the Iroquois. Yes, all things are strange, the world has changed for the country of the Iroquois.
You have your mischief
Thanks,
pants
Pete
on today.
Sutherland, for that.
Yes, you.
Okay, so I got a little text message from Paul. He wanted to know what his solar eclipse identity was. So you ready, Paul? Here it is. It is. He gave me the numbers. Let's see. What did you? Oh, 26.5 Aries. So his is Seeker of Radiant Passion. Ooh, I like that.
That sort of sounds like some of the descriptions of these Harlequin romance alien novels that have been coming up on my Facebook.
Sure.
Maybe Paul is writing them.
I kind of doubt it.
Okay.
But, you know, let's stay open. Let's stay open. Let's see. Music as pest control. That's on my list. Yeah, so instead of pesticides, now they're experimenting with playing different kinds of music in greenhouses to control pests.
Really?
I think that's wonderful. I think that's going to work, actually, that vibrational effect. They just have to, research it over a long period of time to get it right.
So there's this movie that's really stupid called Mars Attacks. But
not stupid.
See, you guys are watching space movies.
No,
I can't believe
a long time ago. But anyway, speaking of your music, getting rid of pests, so the aliens invade the Earth, and the only way in the very end of the movie they discover to kill them is this little old lady is one of the remaining human beings, and her horrible yodeling music makes all the aliens' heads explode. So it's kind of like pest control.
Okay.
Somewhere out.
That is actually a related theme.
No,
okay,
you don't have,
I will try to watch that just to spite you.
You have so many other better things that I have to show you first.
Cheesy, like they made it cheesy on purpose, but it's an amazing movie.
Yeah, sometimes cheesy is good. Cheesy can be fun.
It's so hilarious.
Yeah,
and it's like the perfect example of what's actually happening, sort of. I mean, the human race doesn't listen.
There we go.
They don't get it.
You heard it here on 11th Hour Radio. Yes, from our source.
We have teenage boy.
Yep, it flows. We channel here. So your birthday's coming up, Emily. And
not very soon.
Well, I figured out what to get you, and I am congratulating myself on the air for having thought about this well in advance.
No.
Okay?
Is it a all expense paid trip to space?
Close. It's as close as I could get to that, because I would have done that if I could afford it, but I can't. So it's an app, which is a little bit cheaper.
No, I can't have any apps. It crashes my...
Well, by the time your birthday comes...
Whatever this thing's called. Phone.
You'll have...
Oh, yeah, I do have your tablet. I'll put it on your tablet.
So you can put it on the tablet, and maybe by the time you get the new used car, you can also upgrade to having apps. So it's an app called Astro Oracle. And so here, just listen to the description. It's got 360 images for each degree of the zodiac, originally channeled in 1925 from the ancient Mesopotamian brotherhood that founded astrology. And you could have that right on your phone.
If astrology was a thing for real, you wouldn't have to found it.
Well, who founded, Christianity?
I don't know.
It's just the person who kind of comes here and says, this is a thing.
There should be more founding then.
What would you like to found? Or find? Atlantis.
You can't found that. That was already found, but not found.
Where is it?
No, I don't mean... Ira, founded doesn't mean what you think it means. It's... Okay, so it means like you started something, not like you discovered it, is what we're talking about.
Well, there is a relationship between the two words, find and found.
Right,
so.
But if you found... If you were the one who founded a company, Ira, you're the one who started it.
In a way, you discovered it.
That must be... Those kind of words must be very confusing to small children who don't have their, past, present, future tense all set anyway, because...
Yeah.
Me saying founded to him...
And some
it means something else.
Some languages don't structure their tenses in that same way. I think English is pretty confusing.
Yeah.
I wish we didn't have to. I wish English wasn't my first language sometimes.
Me too.
Because I feel like it kind of boxes your thinking into how the language...
It screws you up for learning other languages too.
Yeah, I'm not sure what would be a better language for me, but...
Other languages make more sense, and we're not
French,
really prepared for languages to make sense.
I used to think that French might be a more comfortable language for my mouth, and just my spirit would feel better speaking French, but I never had the opportunity to learn it, really.
I like to roll my R's, but I can't think of what language does that. Just
Spanish.
Irish. Just Irish people.
No, Spanish is the big R roller. And then the clickers... Clicking is cool. Some of the African languages, where they click.
That's hard.
Yeah. Where's the best place you went this week? Did you travel somewhere?
No, we went swimming to our little swimming hole a lot.
Don't Don't tell anyone where it is, Mom.
Yeah, I wondered. I was going to ask what covered bridge it was under, but I'm not.
There's 5 in Tunbridge, so you guys can.
It's one of the
figure 5.
It out. Okay, that's close. One of the 5. Probably
watch for poison ivy on the trail, though.
Yeah,
poison ivy loves riverbanks.
It sure does.
Such a bummer. Because so do kids.
It's another reason.
Don't go there. There's a lot of poison ivy everywhere.
And probably poisonous snakes and dragons and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, dragons are real, by the way.
There's romance novels about those, too.
Yeah, because these things are real. It's just we can't see them in all the dimensions. It depends which dimension you're in.
A little flabbergasted about the bizarre fetishes people have for aliens and dragons and things, I guess.
Well, they live in the subconscious, so, you know, we're trying to figure it all out. We're pretty stupid.
Yeah.
We're not the top of the food chain, let's put it that way. So we're just striving. We're trying to figure it out. Our brains are stunted, but we're expanding them by DNA enhancement, right? We've talked about this before.
Like the genetically modified Fruit Loops that I ingested
that are
this
helping
morning.
your spiritual evolution is definitely being helped by Fruit Loops.
It's better for me to just cold turkey never buy this stuff because we very successfully weaned our entire family off of Cheez-Its a couple years ago, and we have not gotten any since then.
I have.
Ira snuck in a little package of them once.
But I expected...
I eat them a lot.
When I come to your house...
Not with me,
Wait a minute. What are you going to put on the mac and cheese if you don't put the Cheez-Its on?
I don't. I use regular crackers.
What's a regular cracker? What does that mean?
Like a saltine or whatever.
That's a regular cracker.
Yeah.
What is the difference? It's got less salt. It's not got the orange dye.
Saltines have just been around longer, so I feel like they're safe.
Saltines are older than Cheez-Its?
They're a classic cracker.
So are Cheez-Its.
Yeah.
Were saltines once joined together, like a land bridge or something? Because
what?
You know how saltines have those little ridges along the very end, like they were all stuck together in one sheet, and someone took them apart. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's a factory thing, but you're talking to somebody who eats stone wheat thins, right?
Oh, okay.
And I'll
draw you a saltine.
I'm not proud of it because I think probably it's GMO wheat.
Well, you know what? Those are very good with brie.
It's an addiction. It's like a guilty pleasure to have stone wheat thins.
I'm drawing you a saltine.
I had them for dinner last night. I had it with cheese. I had Cabot cheese. I had stone wheat thins.
Stop! I'm being attacked by all 4 sides. No. I will draw the saltine how I want to draw the saltine. Stop.
Let me hold the microphone real quick.
No.
Please.
That is a saltine cracker.
Want me to dance flamenco?
I don't think it could get any less hectic and distracting.
No, but I think all little girls should learn flamenco dancing. I think that would solve a lot of the world's problems.
It totally,
wouldn't it?
Lets you have that attitude that you should be having.
Yeah, I think that's all we need to change to overthrow the patriarchy. Is every little girl?
I'm not great at it. I feel silly when I do it.
Well, that's because we didn't start young. But
what is it?
It's a Latin dance where I want to try. I don't know how to describe the movements and the facial expressions to you. It's very aggressive. It's very, very aggressive, and women don't tend to dance aggressively.
It's even arrogant.
Super arrogant.
It's like
so you just go like this.
No, I don't want you dancing flamenco standing up on our tables here. Just sit down.
I'll go back.
Hey, you wanted this soft chair. Now you sit in it.
All right.
I guess this.
Sorry.
Oh, this
Eli
is
was not satisfied with my saltine drawing. He's drawing a new saltine for Kristina.
I get to draw one.
They have like little edges, but they're not really pointy.
They're not.
Well, it's like tearaway tickets.
Yeah,
that's
why I said they're like.
It's like someone punched little holes, and so saltines. I think saltines originally came from a whole long sheet of saltines, and then somehow they get torn apart before they go into the little sleeve.
I would love to see the machine.
I bet you on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood they showed you how to make saltines once.
I wish you could just Google like every machine that makes some kind of food. Because what was the one that we saw that was so cool that was making some food?
About that in our library at school.
Eli, you should make a book of your illustrations. You've got such a good style going. It's really good.
Sorry, I'm so highly distracted and tired today.
All right, let's all take a moment of calm. We're going to breathe. We're going to think about books.
It's been a really busy week, although I can't really figure out what we've done.
And when you think about a book, you kind of slow down. When you think about reading a book, and well, maybe, but I got a book. I got a hardback copy of a book that I thought was only in paperback this week, and it's so happy making.
I do love hardcover books.
You want to know what it is?
Yeah.
Just because why not? It's called 100 More Poems from the Chinese, translations by Kenneth Rex Roth. And I have had the book for decades, and I found a hardcover copy. So that was my big score.
Are they still making hard covers on books?
They do.
I mean,
they still have that
books?
distinction on Amazon, even though you shouldn't shop there. I've switched over to like ABE.
We are still sadly loyal Amazon customers. Yeah.
It's
Amazon
hard. It's
Prime
hard.
even.
Well, you should consider. You should consider switching to something else. We're all addicted to Amazon, but it's not a good company.
I tend to do it because
I just ordered.
Yeah, eBay's cool.
I just ordered two. I ordered a 1970s skateboard and then a really nice 1980s skateboard.
Oh, awesome! Like, what do those things run? Like, how much do those things
money burns
cost?
a hole in his pocket. I'm
just curious.
Money.
What are they? Well, that's not a bad way to spend your money.
Actually, on the 70s skateboard, I spent like $20, not including shipping, which is
that's
also
good.
Like $20. But
yeah.
And then on the 80s one, I spent like no wait, the 70s one was only like
This is a hard thing to remember.
Maybe you just think about it.
We'll check on that
later.
But
$30 including shipping. Then the 80s one was like $40.
Okay, I think that's a good way to spend your money. We have to end the show.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we've just got like a couple minutes. So you've been listening to 11th Hour Radio. We are broadcasting live from Royalton Community Radio in South Royalton, Vermont. My co-host is Emily.
And my co-host is Kristina.
And Ira.
Are you really our co-host? Not.
Yes, we've had help. We've had a lot of help today.
Guest host today.
So thank you guys for helping. That was a great show for us anyway. Hopefully for everybody else. And we're going to be back next week. So we have to go. Everybody want to say goodbye?
Bye. What are we playing?
Bye.
Sitting on the French porch. All right. Take care. Have a great week.
Ready for some more bluegrass?
Guys.
Me too. I want to tell you just a little bit about these guys. They've got some good credentials in their band, and I think you can read about that in the program guide, so I'm not going to duplicate that. But I do want to mention that this is their 1-year anniversary. They started right here a year ago at this festival. Would you please welcome back to the stage? We're glad to have them. Muskellunge.
Thank you very much. Thanks for hanging out on a Sunday afternoon. We appreciate you listening. We're from right here in Flagstaff, Arizona. And thanks to everybody for having us at the Phototum, and thanks to Kirk for doing the sound. We're going to start off with a song called Sitting on the Front Porch Watching the Storm Roll On In. When the air grows still and darkness comes to blanket the land, and your heart sinks deeper, 'cause you know the moment's at hand. When the wind comes from the east, wiping away all life's fears, that's when you'll find me sitting on the front porch, just watching the storm roll in. When you know where to run and you feel that you're about to be overcome, And your heart sings like a freight train, 'cause you know any moment it's gonna come, pouring down like the ocean in one graceful motion. You'll find me sitting on the front porch, watching the stone rolling. You'll find me sitting on the front porch, watching the stone rolling. The chicken little just ran past you, screaming that the sky is gonna fall. Found shelter in a phone booth, realized I got no one to call. When you don't wanna be alone, just call me, I'll be home. You'll find me sitting on the front porch, watching the storm rolling. You'll find me sitting on the front porch, watching the storm rolling. You'll find me sitting on the front porch, watching the stone rolling. You'll find me sitting on the front porch, watching the stone rolling. You'll find me sitting on the front porch, watching the stone rolling. Just watch it roll